Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Butcher and the Beard. I'm David Butcher. That's John Shanley.
We have a guest today, Morgan. Welcome.
Morgan,
Hey,
welcome.
thanks guys. Thanks for having me. How you doing today?
Good,
We're doing
good.
all right. Saturday morning, big weekend coming up. All-Star for the NBA, some hockey, and what was supposed to be the Daytona 500. But we decided to have a typhoon down here in
Yeah.
Florida, so it's going to be probably delayed. But this is your time, Morgan. Let's see. What do you got for us? Who do you like?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Who am I betting on? Who am I betting
Yeah,
on? Who's
there you
gonna
go.
win?
Who we
Uh, the, it's hard with the Daytona 500. So because of the type of racetrack it is, it's all really close together, bumper to bumper, like pack racing.
Mm-hmm.
So if one person goes, it's taking out like 10 cars. So I can't just say, hey, these like five, six people are like always gonna be up front. We had uh, one of the slower cars come in like third 2 years ago. Um, but you'll probably see the familiar names up front: Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Denny Hamlin, uh, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace. All of those drivers, they seem to know how to stay out of the messes until like right near the end, and they can just snatch it from someone else.
Mm.
Um, but other than that, like it just takes one wreck near the front, and you're gonna take out like five, six cars just because everyone's bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
do you think that's why people watch the Daytona 500 because of that aftermath of the effect? Because that's what I'm not gonna lie to you. When I'm watching the green flag and all these flags come out, and then when they tell me, because they're in that new thing now, right? It's like there's sessions now instead of back in the day where there's
Yeah,
500
they,
laps, right? So
yeah,
when it comes down to that last session, there's like, hey, 25 more laps to a fucking flag. Those are my favorite times to like be pinpointing because I
yeah,
know you're right, man. They're when they're bumper to bumper and they're trying to win now because after 25, you're trying to position yourself right after like 400 freaking laps. You're like, oh my god, okay. But when it's like 25 laps left and you're like, okay, I'm going for gold now, and these drivers start getting aggressive and these fast cars are
yeah.
getting
They,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone's getting wrecked.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah, because
I might not win, but I'm gonna put you into the wall.
no, I don't think they
yeah,
try to
either I
push you.
win or no one wins.
Yeah, cause
I
dude,
kind of respect that, though.
Yeah,
cause dude, you
well, it,
you you watching the race, like watching the race, probably from your prospect is like you're racing. They're hearing it, and you hear the engine. But when those last couple laps are coming, you hear that engine like they're pushing that thing to the full metal. That thing goes from to the oh crap, here it goes. These cars are like
yeah.
literally like, and it's like 2 minutes like because nothing more pisses me off than the green flag coming out, or what's the flag right before the checker flag? Is it the green flag?
The
Hmm.
white flag,
The
one to
white
go.
flag. So they wave the white flag and it's like 3 laps, but if they do crash and they go into what's name, somebody can still win on a wreck.
Yeah,
And I hate that because I'm like, no, those 5 people need to go back up to like let everybody else get off the track and let those 5 people that were in the position to win re-race each other because nothing is better than you just being behind the freaking what's name car, the what the hell's that car? The pace car, and then just win the
yeah,
race. And they're like, no, they're like you didn't because the funnest part is that last part when someone wins like literally by a freaking nose of a thing. Then he goes and puts a 360
yeah.
on a show in the grass. And I used to be a flag guard for the Daytona 500 and the Pepsi 400. So like I was like I was just protecting this for 4 hours, and now this guy's just crushing it. But yeah, man, like we got some questions for sure. We just want to know about those kind of things. Like, hey, because I watched the race for accidents. I can't lie. Like that's just it's
Yeah,
more
Well,
no, I
adrenaline.
get it.
there's usually a ton of them in
Yeah,
Yeah,
Daytona,
the Daytona. That's why
I
they.
mean,
and then it's gonna be a wet track. It'll probably be even more.
Yeah, that's
You
what I was
know,
thinking.
I don't know.
if Daytona's wet, they're not racing. So
Yeah, I believe that.
uh, they're running slicks. There's no treads on those tires, so they actually
Yeah.
have they're like massive blow dryers to get the track dry before they'll even let anyone out on it. So
Oh,
I'm
they
I'm
do.
honestly I'm I'm gonna hedge my bets. I say 90% chance we race on Monday this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, like we're washed out here. We're on the other side of Florida, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at like the favorites here. It says Joey Logano,
Yeah.
whoever
Yeah.
that is. He's the favorite.
He took
Like
over
out
Tony
of all
Stewart car. He took over
okay,
Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
out of all the like odds, his is like the lowest, meaning he's the favorite
Yeah, for
to
sure.
win.
That's
Yeah,
how the
he's
betting goes.
Right behind him is this Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson. Those are like your top,
You
yeah,
know,
six.
they
you can go
they all
look
know
at
how
him.
to handle themselves at these
Yeah.
tracks. They know how not to get caught up in the wrecks. Basically,
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, I have seen that man sideways and still save the car and keep
Yeah.
going. So
That's what I was
those
gonna
are
ask you. Is he still racing? Kyle Busch.
yeah. He actually he's not the 18 anymore. He used to race
Oh, yeah, the
he raced
18 with the
Joe Gibbs
M&M.
Racing.
What
Yeah,
about Jimmy
Yeah.
Johnson?
yeah.
Does he still race?
Not full time. So Jimmy Johnson retired.
Yeah, I love Jimmy Johnson.
Lord, I want to say 2020 was his last year. Then
Okay.
he bought a stake in Richard Petty's race team.
Okay.
And now he picks and chooses like, hey, we're gonna put an extra car in so I can race this race. He
Yeah.
almost didn't make it into the 500 this year. He had to race in on speed. It came down between him and another driver. Um, Between the last corner and the finish line, he
Wow.
managed to get just past him, past that other driver to get into the race.
I heard he
It
didn't like
was
the
intense.
cars. I heard he didn't like the cars. That's why he was retiring. He said he didn't because they were changing the cars from the old model to this model, so he didn't want to be part
Well,
of that.
they were changing the cars, and honestly, he's been racing for so long.
Yeah.
Like he started in the lower series in like the 90s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the early 2000s. So you got to imagine racing
Oh,
is
yeah.
not easy on the body.
No.
You don't see very many older drivers without. There's some exceptions, obviously. Like Mark Martin raced until he was like 55 or 60.
Mhm.
That's
Those are the
crazy.
outliers, you know.
Yeah. No, my
he-
dad.
Well, Jimmy's in it. He ain't gonna win though.
He
Unless-
might. I mean, there could
unless
be a
everybody-
wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen crazier stuff happen.
Yeah, my dad worked for R&L Carriers for a long time until he retired. And Matt Kenseth, the first year he signed with R&L Carriers when they had a car out there, he won a Daytona 500.
Oh, nice.
So he got
Yeah.
he got his car out there in Daytona. So we went and met him and met the car at the track because my dad's like, let's go. Matt Kenseth's driving, so he won that, and that was cool. And I was like,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, like
Who
dude,
won it
I'm telling-
last
who did win it last
Do you
year?
remember?
No, it was what's his name? It was a guy that won it before. I know for sure. I think I don't know.
Oh God, who was it? Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yeah, that's it. Ricky.
Okay.
I
He
remember that
drives
name.
the 47.
Yeah,
Actually,
47,
he ended
that's
up. Yeah, he just beat Joey Logano, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he's good
Who
too.
actually got? Yeah, he actually got the pole. He's going to be starting on the front row this year.
Oh, nice. Who won the whole NASCAR series?
That was Ryan Blaney, number 12. It's his first championship.
Wow.
Kid's in his like early 20s, I think, so he's gonna be going far.
Oh yeah, if he already got a championship in his early 20s, that's
Yeah.
dude, it's hard. It's hard. Like you said, we were talking. We've watched your video you sent us, and like me and John were talking about it, and we said, hey man, why don't you just put these guys one on one each other? Who see the best is?
Yeah, that'd be
But-
crazy.
Well, that's what's funny. That last championship race last year, Ryan Blaney came in second. He still won the championship
Yeah,
because he
because
was
of points.
But
Right.
the other guy, the guy that won the race, was like, I'm not taking it easy on these guys. I'm here to win just the same as everyone
Yeah.
else is. So Ryan Blaney's doing his whole championship interview, and Ross Chastain, the guy that won the race, is still in the background doing donuts and making all this noise. It
Yeah.
was so great.
Because I remember Jimmy Johnson winning one year and winning the championship. And I think he came in like 11th or 10th place or something like that. But he had enough points
Yeah.
to win. So he's literally
Yeah.
doing his celebration with the championship thing. And the guy who won is like, he's balling out, like, because he won the race.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson is still doing his what he does in his car because he just won the championship. So like
Right.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
bad for the guy who won the race because they're not going to that guy to watch him do his celebration. They're going to
Right.
Jimmy Johnson who just won the the NASCAR championship. But like that's what's so crazy. It's like these guys are losing some of their
is weird because it's like you could like one guy could win more races throughout
Yeah.
the whole year, but his other finishes could determine that he
That's
doesn't win the championship.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of weird. It's like, bro, I won 10 races, but you only won 4, but you had higher finishes in the other
Yeah.
races, and
Yep.
I fucking wrecked 4 times. So
Yeah.
I'm fucking I'm punished.
yeah, no,
Fuck
for
this
sure.
shit. You know what? That's what I'd be like. You know
So-
what? Fuck this shit. I'm the
Yeah.
best driver out here. I don't care what these I'm
Yeah.
the fucking man. Blah 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 blah. I would do WWE style and just start fucking talking
Just-
shit. Give me
yeah,
that
for
mic.
sure.
Like, in his coronation, I'd fucking step up and give him that microphone. We all know I'm the real champ, and if
Oh,
you have
shit.
the balls, you break me 1-on-1.
Yeah, right now
I'm
for the
waiting
belt.
for the day that happens.
Dude, that would be so awesome. That would. But see, a lot of these
Because those
guys are
guys make so much
teammates,
money.
though.
Like, oh yeah, he won the championship. I'm just gonna go home and sulk with my $40 million that I won this year. You know?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that and you don't want to piss off your sponsors, you know.
Well, that's it for sure. Morgan, how does the
'Cause,
point
like-
system work?
So every race you have 40 cars approximately. You have 36 guaranteed. The way the points work is first place winner of the race gets 40 points. Second place gets 35, and then it just counts down by 1 for each position. And then the 36th through 40th just get 1 point for the season standings.
Okay.
And then if you win the race, that's how you get into the playoffs. You win a race and you're in. It hasn't happened yet, but if there were more than 16 winners or 16 different winners,
Yeah.
that's when it comes down to point totals. And then you were mentioning the stage breaks earlier. First through 10th, when they wave, it's a green and white checkered flag.
Okay.
First place gets 10 bonus points, second gets 9, 8, 7, 6, so on and so forth, and those get added on to your season totals. And then if you come in first on one of those stages, you get one additional
Okay,
playoff
that's what I
point.
wanted to know because I'm like, they have a winner every stage because you're a leader, right? The leader.
Right, you don't get a trophy. You just
Yeah.
get like you get a playoff point for when they
Okay.
when the playoffs start. They sort of like reset everything and then add on those bonus points as well,
Okay.
and then that just helps you get through the cutoff rounds. They've changed the format a lot since like 2004 with the playoffs. They're just trying to make it more interesting for TV so that more people will watch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why it's really convoluted.
No, because I get it. Like, when I'm watching it, like I always say, is like it's not my biggest sport yet, but I do enjoy it because of the fact of like crashing. You know, I can't lie. But like, because I like the ending. Like the stage thing, I think is a better situation because it lets it lets drivers get a little more aggressive each stage than it being like boring for 498 laps. You know what I mean? You're like.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, oh, okay, because I know your pit boss is in your ear going, okay, Tony, okay, Joey, yeah, it's coming up, you need to get in first place, we need this point, you know what I mean? And then he's gonna start aggressively driving now, like that. So I get it. Like, we're trying to talk to the new people that have never watched NASCAR, so we're like, that's why we're in-depthing this, like, hey, when pit boss...
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Because, like, we're growing fans, too, because, like, I'm telling you, I promise you, I'm not gonna lie to you, when they did the virtual reality one, that was probably the funnest thing. Me and Morgan talked every day when they were doing the virtual thing. Because
the shutdown.
Yeah, and that was so hilarious. They're in their basements and they're driving for points. Like, I guess Morgan told me eventually that they wasn't going to count on anything. but like it was just fun to have. You know what I mean? Like people were having a good time and they're laughing, they're crashing, they don't even know how to drive. These are guys who drive 14-ton damn cars going 198 miles an hour, and they can't drive a fucking video game car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just funny, but like, yeah, man, we're trying to expand this, man, and this is fun, man. NASCAR, I promise you guys, like, you know, who's the listening out there and the new subscribers we'll get. We got a couple new subscribers, so thank you guys for like subscribing.
Welcome.
Yeah, so
Appreciate that.
yeah,
We
we're growing
do.
up. Yeah, we really do. So we are going to be on Kick Live, and we'll bring Morgan in too, and maybe on the race mornings we'll go live, like before the race, and we'll go live, and if anybody jumps in there. But you know, we're definitely trying to expand that. Yeah, it's fun. Like, and I'm trying to go live as much as possible because the only thing we can do is go live so that we can like meet people. So. But yeah, no, we'll continue talking this all the time. But like, yeah, man, like I want people to understand that NASCAR is a fun sport to watch. It just needs to get interesting to your mind because that's what it is. It's a mind thing because like that's what the NASCAR is doing. Because like you said, they're trying to make it TV based. Because I'm telling you, you go to the track, it's already fun, but it is hot. Like Daytona is probably the hottest track I ever been on. Like, dude, there's no shade, there's nothing. Yeah, dude. We went there,
and if there's no wind, you're screwed,
dude.
Like
I
went.
When did you go?
August of 2020. I went out.
You went with
middle of
right?
August. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
this was like the season was so screwy that year because of the shutdown and everything. But we get out there, it's like 94, humid as hell. And the wind was blowing like at the back of the grandstand, so there wasn't even like a breeze to cool you off.
Yeah,
the grandstands are all metal too, so it just makes it even worse. So, like, I'd say like bring like as much liquids as you can. Like I probably drank like a gallon of water.
You will,
and just sweat it all out because it was so hot. It was crazy.
I remember doing the Daytona 500, working it. I'm dying. My mom's got those, you know, back in the day, they didn't have the things they have now. We got wet towels, cold towels. I'm like, dude, I can't do this. I'm like, dude, it's deadly out here. There's no wind at all. You're right. If there's no wind,
and that was February.
Yeah, it was February when we did the Coke. I mean, it was Coke 500 then. Now it's the Pepsi 400 or whatever. But we did that one, and thank God we went a little later this time because the Coke one runs at nighttime. But during the day,
saves you a little bit.
It saves you a little bit. But we got lucky. We knew some people, and we actually got to watch the race in a abandoned pit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we got to watch
it from an empty pit box.
Yeah, but like I'm gonna tell you guys, it's not as fun to be on pit road because you can't see the backtrack. So that's the only problem.
That is true.
You can't see the backtrack. So if you're gonna be like in pit road, just to get, and they're expensive. Like the tickets for pit road are ridiculous. So we got those gifted to us because we were working also. So like, but it's not. Don't go to pit road. I promise you. Go to get a night game or a night race. Watch it from the stands and enjoy because you won't get to see the backtrack.
Don't go too close because if someone crashes, you can kick a tire to the face. I've seen, you know, even though they do have like the fences, I've seen shit go over the fences.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's crazy, you know.
I don't think I would want a tire at the face at 198 miles an hour on the car and then the speed of it hitting the fence. Dude, it's fun though, man. The adrenaline is nice.
Hey, it might hit you hard enough that you don't even feel it.
Well, that's it. If Joel was here from TikTok
and you're sitting in the sun all day, you probably ain't gonna feel it either.
No,
but you know, you're gonna feel it at some point.
Yeah, it rips your fucking face off.
You look like the guy from what's that video game, God of War? Like you just have this like massive mark on your face.
No,
and
I don't think you survive if that thing hits you in the face hard enough.
No, man, I went to a NASCAR race. I got hit in the face with a tire, man.
Like, look how cool I am.
Right.
That's just
you might want to get that looked at. There's like a freaking thing with into his head, you know.
Got a rotor sticking out of the back of the neck.
Something. No, man, I'm keeping this. All right.
I earned it.
Right. I paid I probably paid like $5,000 for those tickets. I'd keep it too, you know.
Right.
My souvenir.
Yeah.
Put it in my head.
Yeah, no, definitely. I it's time to go back to another race. and see some of that stuff. It is fun. The adrenaline is good. The atmosphere is always fun. The NASCAR fans love people, so they want you out there.
Oh
I
yeah,
promise. Yeah, they
yeah.
do.
The one race I went to, I was put on sunblock 'cause it's the middle of August. This guy, like 2 cars down, was like, "Hey, can I borrow that?" I was like, "Sure, here you go." I tossed him the bottle. It was a spray bottle. And he's like, "Thanks, here's a beer." Just gave me a beer for it. I was like, "All right, thanks."
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm telling you, they like,
Yeah.
like you just gotta go experience it. It's definitely worth it.
Oh, 100%.
And that's how life is in general with sports, man. It's like, you never been to a hockey game, go to a hockey game. I promise you.
Oh,
Never been to
yeah.
a baseball game,
Yeah.
go to a baseball game. You know what I mean? They're so cheap, these tickets sometimes. Like, don't go to a football game. They're not cheap. You know, the Bucks, the Dolphins, the Jags, any team in Florida,
Going up.
they're going to be expensive. They're all playoff teams right
I don't know.
now.
I heard the Panthers were selling like 25
Yeah,
cent tickets.
that's what I
at some
said. If
point.
they're not, yeah, you could have went there. You're right there in South Carolina. You could have found yourself over there in the to the stadium for $20 for a playoff game, pretty much.
I was still paying off the move, man, or I would have.
Yeah, no, that would have been cool. But yeah, no, for sure. Like, if you're like, you can't go to Florida right now because all these teams are playoff teams. You know, the Bucks, the Dolphins, and the Jags are all teams that are moving their franchises in the right direction. So once they do that thing, it's called overpriced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I went to Dolphin
Yeah.
games for $50 before, and now with the team that they have built around them is only $225 for nosebleed. So.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You know,
Everybody
so-
wants a winner until it costs you, a
yeah,
lot to go to the game.
can you imagine?
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be better if we were bad.
No.
And in New York, it doesn't matter. Like, you could be the worst team in the league, they're still charging you $300 for a seat. So
Would you rather be more stressed about the ticket price and win, or be less stressed about the ticket price and then lose?
right. Well, either
Yeah,
way,
exactly.
the prices are expensive. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So $300.
I still don't
for
think
a
that
ticket.
the Lightning, for how successful they've been, I can still go get a good, decent pricing ticket. You know what I mean?
Not when the Rangers come to town.
No.
But that's
Yeah,
just
I
when
paid,
The New York surcharge.
I paid
when-
$250 a ticket for the playoffs. That's not bad. I played
out of market teams though, when they come here, they jack up the prices. They always have done that.
Yeah, I
Just
found
certain
somebody
things.
in a group.
They were a few years ago, like when the Dolphins, like for a season, a ticket against like the let's say I don't know who's in their division. Let's say
The
they were
Jets.
playing Buffalo. It would be a little bit more expensive. If they were playing the Jets, who were terrible, it was even more expensive.
Yeah, well,
when the
that's
Giants
because
came down, they wanted-
everybody from New York lives in Florida, so
Right.
everybody wants to
You
live
know,
in Florida.
they played Jacksonville, and it's like $25.
Yeah,
like,
that's
a
how it
seat.
does. It does that.
Yeah.
Like, those are the games I try to do. That's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to, like, I think we are the same distance from like Jacksonville to Miami. So like,
Yeah.
I could go to Jacksonville, they play them, and probably play way less money.
Right.
But I get to see
Yeah.
my family when I go to Miami. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like it's a hit or miss. It's like I could just go to the game because I'm a one day person. I'll drive 4 or 5 hours straight, watch the game, then 4 or 5 hours back home. I can do that in one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. I'll be out for 10 plus hours. I could care less. I put the radio on. I fall asleep. We drive. Everyone's sleeping. You know. And,
Well, maybe
Yeah.
you should sleep if you're driving, Dave. But
hey, we made
unless
it home.
you have a
Yeah.
Tesla, and
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
No, I don't have a
So-
Tesla. I have a friend that has a Tesla, and she lets me drive it, and it's pretty fun. So I only got to drive it one time, but it was cool. It's cool, man. You don't need the
That
brakes
thing's
or
like,
anything.
Teslas are cool. They're great, with the mileage, and then you see them on the
Mhm.
side of the road on fire just because it's a Tuesday, fucking warm. And they just
They
decide-
got the wrong update and their car exploded.
Yeah.
right. So we actually had one explode in the in our parking garage.
Oh, that's nice.
One day.
Was it on
No
the
way.
charger?
No, it wasn't by the charger. It was just kind of on its own, and then it just like randomly exploded, and they had to pay a lot of money because a lot of other people's cars got damaged in that.
Oh yeah.
It took them a while. to
Did
clean
Tesla
up,
pay
but,
that? I bet Tesla had to pay
I
that.
doubt it. No, I doubt it.
So you're gonna tell me that I gotta pay for that because my car blew up?
Guess so.
No, I'm suing
I mean,
Tesla. I'll be like, I did not do anything. No moderations to this thing. No modifications. Nothing. I'm not gonna
Right.
sit here and pay because it blew up like this is your battery and you would have a really strong case. You know what I mean? So you could go to Tesla and be like, "Hey, you're paying for all the damages. You're paying for my car, and we're gonna hash it. I'll go to court for a year if I have to. I don't care. So I don't like.
Right.
You're not gonna tell me that I parked the car and then it blew up. But the thing is that do we know what that person parked the car? Did they leave it on? Was it running? Was it on AC mode? You know what I mean? We don't know because you can use that thing right from your phone. You can turn everything on. So the car like. But also, there's could be. Remember back in the day with Michelin tires, it's like don't buy those. Those always blow up, you know. And it's like no, they don't always blow up. It just happens, and that's just life. And things happen. It's like when you buy a cell phone from a carrier, and you're like, man, I always get shitty phones, and then you'll have the same exact phone. You'll be like, I never have a problem with my phone, and it's just the way it is. It's just there's always going to be like, remember when the PS3s came out and they were overheating at like GameStops.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, all the PS3s are overheating. We're like, do you understand that the fan is at the bottom and you have it in a box, a glass box? Wow,
right.
You don't think it's gonna overheat?
Right.
Like, it's just sometimes it's just the people that own the stuff. Like I've never had a bad phone. I've been lucky, I guess. But like to this day, I buy the phone. But I guess I don't do too much on it. I literally go on Facebook, TikTok, and stuff like that, YouTube, and that's all I use it for. You know what I mean? And texting, and I end the day there. Like, if you're using it for other functions, might be a problem. But at the time, I just scroll some little things, and then the phone's on the floor. You know what I mean? And I've been lucky with glass and stuff like that because people are like, I cracked my screen again, and I've dropped my thing on my floor. I don't even want to count how many damn times. So that either it's not hitting hard enough or they're just doing a really good job with the glass lately. I see some people's screens and they're fucked up, and I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I've never cracked a phone screen.
Yeah, I think I did one time.
I was getting out of my car at Walmart and it dropped literally like face first. Like I couldn't have thrown it and have it land as perfectly. And as soon as I turned around, it just shattered. And I'm like, And the thing that sucked about it is like, you know, you can still see anything, but you go to swipe anything and you're slicing up your freaking
your finger
hands.
from the glass. Yeah.
And I still had like a year left. So what I did was I ordered this like plastic kind of like cover, and it just went right over the thing. And even though you could still see it cracked, you know, I was still able to, you know, do it. Now I have a new phone, and you know, hopefully I don't give it that swan dive. But yeah, I'll never forget. Like I literally get out of the car, and like it was just perfectly just boom. And I'm like, I know that's just broken. And as soon as I did,
you can feel it when it happens.
Yeah, you're so connected to the thing. It's just like no. Like your own leg broke. It's like shit.
Yeah,
right.
You're like, there's no way this thing falls on concrete all the time that it's gonna be cracked. You already think about that. You're like, there's no way. You
look like I have like the protective case on the outside, so like if it would have hit the side, if it would have hit the back, it would have been fine. But no, like perfect. I said I couldn't have dropped it on purpose, and hit the way it hit, you know, as perfectly as it did.
Like so, I haven't had a case on my phone in years. I don't even rock the case. Like the phone. I don't like, and like it takes a little bit of time to get used to that because man, when you first get this thing, it's so slippery. You're like, but I haven't bought a case in years, man. And everyone yells at me, you need a case, because like I go drive it in the car, and in my pocket. I sit like this a little bit, and it goes boop boop, and it goes right into the side of the thing all the time. And then they laugh all the time when that happens. They're like, "Oh, see, I told you, get a case. It won't fall out your pocket like that." And I'm like, "I know, but I don't care."
Yes, it will. I have a case. My phone falls out of my pocket all the time.
Exactly. Myth.
They're big. They're bulky. I mean, they're cool, but they're not the little razor flip phones that we used to have.
I loved my razor.
Yeah, razors were fun.
The scariest time I ever had was I went to Universal and I had my phone, not this phone, but I had a phone, and we went on the Rip Rocket, and it fell out.
And you lost it?
No, I got lucky because it fell out right at the beginning. This is before they now make you go with the metal detectors. They make you go with metal detector because I'm telling you, the way that you did, like you're in there, you're like it fell right out. They're like, oh okay, I grabbed it. I wish I had a jacket. I just had my pocket, so I had to hold my pocket the whole time so my phone and stuff wouldn't fall out. Like that's why people always try to sneak it on. I'm like, dude, go put it into a locker, man. It ain't even worth it. I promise you. You know how fun the ride is like this, not like this. Trying to hold the stuff in your pocket is annoying. I was like, dude, the ride was not fun at all. Then I went to the locker and I put it in there and I rewrote it and I had the funnest time again. Like I'm like, that's what I should have done from the jump. Like bringing it. Like I'm not texting or calling anybody while I'm on the ride.
Right.
Like, and it's always free for an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it's not, like if the ride took longer than an hour, I think they just push it open. Like, hey, I was on Rib Rocket. Okay, and then just put the little code in and it pops it open.
Yeah.
They don't they don't care. Like what they're losing fucking $1. Like,
yeah.
You know, like they're gonna look at it like, oh, you were an hour and 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure you were at the ride. You know, oh, you're 5 hours in. I think you might have to pay. You know what I mean? Like they can see that on their little codes or little like screens. But yeah, man.
Yeah, they can see when you got the locker.
Yeah, like
because half the time those lines are like 2 hours anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they make it good now, so now they don't charge you because it's free because it's inside of their ride. What they should have done for the jump, but you know all these rides. Yeah. I wish there was like, this is how I would build a park. I would put a conveyor belt in a circle, and I would put all the rides on that circle. That's how I think. And then I would have the conveyor belt. So this is how you get traffic out of the way. You put the conveyor belt and then there's a stop every ride. And if you want to get onto that, so because dude, what are they building right now? Universal is building the 5 theme park thing right now. They're building 5 5 expansions. Like, so you know they got space. So what you do is you make a conveyor belt, circle it. You have like stops, like, okay, this is it. Then on the outskirts of that, that's where the line is. Dude, the park would run so smooth because if you're not going to ride something, you would not be in that conveyor belt. Or you can use the conveyor belt to go to the rides, you know?
And then when, you know, someone's kid runs off because they want to go to this ride, now you have to run back through the conveyor belt. And then some parents like, you better fucking watch your kid. And then, you know, someone's going to stop fucking
They already say that now with no conveyor belt.
Yeah, like,
but I'm just saying,
that's the best part. Like, why don't you watch your kid? Who the fuck are you, bitch? You know, we're going at it.
Hey,
you know,
you don't like the conveyor belt idea. You don't like that. Come on, you want to walk your ass around the whole park to go ride to ride?
I'm just looking at that, you know, everything. You know, I just see people in general, and it always leads to a fight. So a conveyor belt. You know, even though it is more structured, there people don't listen. People don't pay attention. Dude. People are going to be on their phones. Oh, fuck, I was supposed to go back there. Well, now you got to wait till it goes all the way around. And,
no,
like, well,
you get off at the next stop, and then you get the other convertible.
Fuck out of my way, you know?
No, you get off at the next stop, and you get the other convertible. There's 2 conveyor belts. There's 2. One that goes one way, and one that goes the other way. It's 2. They're small. It's like the one you go to Universal.
All on the fucking side.
Yeah, you can jump it. Jump at the thing. You can do that. Hey, I'm going to jump that. Okay,
you have a bunch of drunk teenagers and security chasing people.
They're already doing that. That's what I'm saying. It would just make it easier. I promise you. I'll draw a picture of it and show you guys on the next podcast. And I'll say, look.
I believe you. I'm just saying.
Dude, my mother was in a cart, like one of those carts. She was a bigger woman at the time until she got skinnier. But she was in the cart, and this person was watching a parade, and they had their hands like this, and she ran them over. She ran their fingers over. My mom's like, my mom goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, and then I was young, so. And she was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to run them, but you're an idiot for putting it's busy at Disney World. Who is relaxed with their hands behind their back, laying down pretty much when the park, dude." If you ever been to Disney, anybody in the chat, anybody in the stream, anybody watching, you know how busy Disney is. You're talking about.
She found the room to relax.
That's what I said in my mind now, but not as a kid, you know. But like, you almost can smell a fucking butt fart. You know what I mean? That's how close everybody is. It sucks. Like, I hate going to theme parks, like especially with my kids, because it's just you already know you're gonna be stressed before you even get there. You're driving
Right.
stressed.
You
You're
want to
like,
make sure that, and that's if you
Yeah.
don't have the kid on a leash, because the kid will
yes,
end up like won't be able to see them anywhere, you
Yeah.
know. And then
Yeah.
she's trying to take a picture with like one of the characters, and you're just ready to like fight somebody.
dude, you really are. Like,
Like, hey, like, did you just take my kid? No, I'm Mickey Mouse. I'm here to take a picture. You child abductor,
I'll
Yeah.
kick your ass, you stupid rat.
yeah, that's it. Because
Smack the Mickey Mouse face.
the last time I went to the park, I went with Josh alone, and it was probably one of the funnest thing because you had no kid, nobody you had
Right.
to watch. You just rode every ride you wanted to, and just moved on with the day. So there's no care. But as soon as you bring your kid to this situation, I'm telling you, man, you're looking for your kid, making sure nobody's got their kid on a leash because what the fuck? I'm not walking a dog. You know what I mean? So like, so it's just oh my gosh, and. But yeah, my mom used to take my daughter and me and my grandma. We used to go to the park every time, every Tuesday when I was working at the Hard Rock at nighttime. When I did overnight, oh my, it was so terrible because I would be going to the theme park
go to those
right
parks
after.
work, like,
Oh my god, dude! My grandma's like, "Come on," and
Yeah.
I would drive. I was like, "Let me have a nap."
You're enjoying yourself, but you're tired at the same time. It's like you're just miserable. It's not.
Oh yeah.
I did that.
Yeah, I would just choose sleep. They'd be like, "Hey, come on!" No, I'm gonna go home, gonna lie in bed.
Oh no! Eventually, I say,
hours.
"Grandma, you and Mom go." Kaylee's a little older now. You can bring her. Okay, and because I always felt like, oh, I got to be there. I'm the parent, But at the end of the day, I trust my mom. I trust my grandma. You know what I mean? At that time, so like I'm like good. And then they used to go, and I'm like, have a good time. I gotta sleep. I can't even keep my eyes open. When I used to go after work to like the bar or some kind of location, like, and you like take your sleep away, it's miserable. Like that whole day is going to be.
Yeah.
And if you're not off that night, because if you're off that night, then you want to be awake because you don't want to sleep your like day off. Because if anybody's never worked overnight, which we all worked overnight together, you know what I mean? That you're gonna go to sleep when you get home, but on your day off, you're not going to sleep when you get home because that's your day. That's your first day off. You know what I mean? Because you went all the way till 7 a.m. or 11 a.m. So you're on your day off now. You know what I mean? You're literally on the time. They count that. They're like, okay, you're going to come back on. So you're off Saturday and Sunday. Well, you're coming back Monday night, but you got off that Saturday morning to go home. Oh, it used to be terrible. I hated it, man. I'd be at the bar till like 2 p.m., 3 p.m.
I don't mind working overnights. I've done it a lot of different parts of my career between the casino and retail. I would do retail overnights all the time, and like job itself is easy. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like sometimes with the retail it was tough because what we were doing is store resets. So like you clock in at 10 o'clock and you're just moving shelves. You're restructuring the whole inside of the store. So it's like you're busting your ass,
and I believe it.
A lot of that stuff is hard, but like overall, it's not. It's just it screws you up to try and do other normal things like go to a theme park or go to whatever or go to a bar, and especially going to a bar because the bars are open late. So if you want to go to a bar, you're drinking before you go to work, and you can't really do that. So. You can go out like to certain places, especially by the casino that are open at 7 or 8 in the morning for you to go out and drink. But it still screws you up because like on your days off, you're going to try and do things during normal hours, So, it's a hard lifestyle, but I've been doing that since I was 18. Like when I was a kid, one of my first jobs at Toys R Us, I was like a mid manager or like a lead, whatever they called it, on the overnight crew for the holidays, and we would just unload trucks and stock the store in Toys R Us all overnight. And like it was great. It was easy money. It was good work, and it's just a different lifestyle. Like don't try to have a normal life if you have.
And if you want relationships and stuff like that, you better date somebody that does.
Relationships that don't even try unless they're working with you overnight.
Yeah.
Then it's not.
They're like, oh, let's go out, and you're like, I'm tired. And nobody understands a tired person than another tired person. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, like you hate the person that works with you because you know you can go home and you can cuddle to sleep right after that because you're already on the same shift. You're already tired together. Because nothing coming home to a girl that or whoever you like, your significant other, and you just got off and they're ready to start the fucking day, and you're like,
Right.
I'm ending the day. You know what I mean? And then that.
Hmm.
Unless like you're really broke in life and you need money, then they'll understand. But if you're doing that for choice, then I hope you, you know,
Like
find
I
somebody
said,
else.
it's a lifestyle choice and it's fine,
Yeah.
but you know, you're probably not going to have a committed relationship unless,
No.
like I said, that person also works that shift,
Yeah.
you know?
Hmm.
But there's a lot of industries that do that. You know, the nursing industry is
Yeah.
huge for that, and nurses make good money, and
Yeah.
that's a
Yep.
good career. But a lot of them work graveyard shifts. You know,
Yes.
so you know, it is what it is. But they'll have trouble having relationships too, like especially if somebody else has a normal job. But
Yeah.
you know, that's just it. We've been off topic most of this episode, which is okay. But there is, you know, this is still some sports talk. We
Yeah.
did go over a lot of the NASCAR, which you know, hopefully it happens, but it'll probably happen on Monday,
Yeah.
which kind
I'm
of
betting
sucks.
on
I was
Monday.
actually looking forward to. I was
Yeah.
looking
Me
forward
too.
to watching that on
Yeah.
Sunday. But there is going to be some cool stuff, I think. Unless weather delays that too up in New York. They're doing the stadium series for hockey. So tonight you got the Devils and Flyers. They're actually playing outdoors in Giant
Yeah. I
Stadium.
heard of that. That's awesome.
And then tomorrow it's the Islanders and the Rangers. I don't know. They're only doing the 2 games this year. They've done it in the past where it's the 3 local teams: the Rangers, the Islanders, and the Devils, and they would both get 2 games against each other. They do like
Oh, that's cool.
they would each play each other 2 games on that
On that
thing. Like
outside.
each team would play each other,
Yeah.
so they would each get 2 games, and it was pretty cool. So it was like 3 games instead of or 4 games
And
instead
they
of
don't have to
the
travel
two.
because they're there.
But
You know
either
what I
way,
mean?
outdoor games are a lot of fun in hockey.
Yeah.
They do it every. They started it when in I think like 2000 when they did the outdoor one, right?
Yeah.
The
Best
the
so.
the, the
She.
Winter
Sounds
Classic
right.
on
Yeah.
New
She.
Year's Day. And then they did it this year, and that was pretty fun. It was Kraken. It was up in Seattle. But New York just kind of decided, hey, we're going to just do it every year. We're going to do a stadium series. You know, we got the stadiums down here. We got
Yeah.
the local teams. Let's just
Yeah.
fucking do it, you know? So they do it, you know, in February where it's still cold out and
Yeah.
they can
No.
monitor.
It's still snowing
Although with
over
today's
there.
technology, there's a snow park down the road from me. So, like, you know,
Yeah.
Florida. So, like, today's technology, you can do anything, you know, as far as keeping things cold outside.
Yeah. For sure.
You know, obviously, you can't do anything about the weather. Well, at least not that we know of. When you know, Morgan says there's a conspiracy theory that NASCAR is controlling the weather now.
They are.
I've never heard that theory before, but you
I
know,
mean, they went to Chicago last year, and the city had a 2-day rainfall record. They went to LA the week before the Super Bowl, and they had to leave early because there was life-threatening amounts of rain. They're in Daytona, complete washout, which it's Florida, you know, you expect rain,
right.
but even
Well,
the
maybe
weatherman says 90%, and you know, they always hedge their bets.
NASCAR for some reason, and every time they go there, he's just gonna piss on them, like
You're
literally.
right.
You know, God's like, "Oh, you're going to Daytona? Here, here's what I think you fucking race rules. Oh, you're
They
gonna
need
go to
to,
Chicago? How about a record rain, bitch? You know, I don't know. Maybe God got pissed off by something. You know, maybe somebody won. Maybe God lost the parlay on somebody because you know he was supposed to win, and then the guy like you know did something sinned or whatever and crashed his
right.
car, and God lost some money. And like you know what? I'm gonna fucking piss on you and your whole fucking sport every fucking time. So
Right. We
you
gotta
know,
we gotta start sending them to where all the droughts are.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, well, don't matter. Yeah, send him where the drought's on. God's like, nah, fuck you. I'll fucking give you a one, motherfucker. I don't know. You know, I'm just saying it is kind of weird that it's that having these weird rain things by NASCAR, but you know,
Yeah. I'm gonna.
it
I'm
is
gonna put
what
some
it
money.
is.
I'm gonna put some money on Kyle Busch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna.
you
Yeah.
betting on Bush?
Yeah. I'm gonna bet on Busch. He knows how to win. He does know how to win, especially
He
the
doesn't
Daytona
have to.
500.
He knows how to save his car from a spin, more importantly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what we're gonna have on the. But hey, even if they just, I mean, even if it goes off on Monday, the race, it's gonna be a little slick still. Like you said, there's no crud on those tires, so hey,
Yeah.
we might need that. You know what I mean? Because it takes a little bit for those
I
feet. I
wonder
mean,
if they'll
those.
end it like what was that movie Ricky Bobby where he actually starts running with the guy because everybody crashed.
And then they
Hasn't happened yet, but who knows, right?
Talladega Nights, right?
yeah. Oh, it's just so funny. What a good movie. If you
Right.
ain't first, you're last. He's like, nah, you could be third, second, shit. You could even
Hell,
be
I was
fourth.
high when I said that.
Yeah. You're like, you motherfucker. He's like, I
Right.
lived my whole life off of that. Like, that's it. But yeah, man, All-Star Weekend this week. They're already doing those
Yeah,
celebrity
All-Star
games.
Weekend is like entertainment. I'll probably watch some of them today.
Yeah.
The 3-point contest,
That's
dunk
today, right?
contest.
3-point
Although,
contest.
yeah, and the 3-point contest has become more entertaining than the dunk contest because the dunk
Yes.
contest now
Yes.
it's guys off the bench. It's like
Yeah.
it's guys that never even play. Like
Yeah.
they it's like the one guy on the Knicks is on a 2-way contract. Like he's played like less than 5 minutes all year, and now he's going to be in the dunk contest.
Yeah,
And the guy
they-
that won it last year was a guy off the bench who never played. And he won the dunk contest.
I want to
So,
know, like, I would love to bring like an NBA star in here one of these days. Like, I would find a way. I even pay a little money to get somebody in here that like really knows the NBA because I would like to ask those kind of questions, like with the All-Star, not the season, because we all know that. But what would be the biggest take away from you losing? Like, we already know you can dunk, and even if you don't come up with something original or something like
yeah,
that,
the fact that LeBron never did it in
Yeah.
his career is that started the trend, and then like
Yeah.
guys that were at least normal players would participate, but now it's guys off the bench. Like
yeah,
it's horrible. Like nobody cares. Like I don't.
no,
That's the whole point. Like okay, you might be a better dunker but you come off the bench, but you're not one of the superstars. You're not You're not the guy that I'm tuning in to watch, in the playoffs.
Sure.
You're not the guy that I'm tuning in to watch in the regular season big matchup. You're not the
Yeah.
guy, who's like, an all-star and whatever. Like, I feel like the dunk contest should be between the guys that are actually in the all-star game. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Yeah.
like that's how it used to be. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I'm just there for the dunk contest. No, these are the guys that are in the all-star game. These are the guys you pick, whatever,
Yeah.
whoever the top 5 athletes are from the guys that are playing in the All-Star game, and they're going to compete in the dunk contest. You know what I mean? Like that's how it should go.
I thought that's how it would go. Like, I don't know how you got guys that are just like signing up on a sheet online NBA All-Star Dunk Contest.com and they put their name and it gets accepted.
Right. Right.
You start to wonder, like, is it the money? Is it the risk of like doing some crazy trick and getting hurt? But at the end of the day, like, you have to start as the NBA organization is to start figuring out a way. Hey, I'll give you $1 million to get into the freaking All-Star game. And even if he's a big time superstar, $1 million talks, you know what I mean? And like, you need to
to the fans. Let the fans decide. You
Well,
know what?
yeah.
The fans should vote who they want to see in the dunk
Yeah,
contest.
for sure. And then the NBA organization like makes it happen. So they're like, hey, what would you want to be in here? You've been voted in. We want to see you out here. So what do you need? And then you go to those superstars that like LeBron, because I would love to see LeBron in a dunk contest. The dude does that in the games.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know. They need to figure out something.
They were afraid to lose. They just, they didn't want to embarrass themselves, like,
Who cares?
But that happened.
It's a dunk.
And you're not going to.
That's what made the competitiveness about it, years ago. Like, with Kobe and Jordan for him. And like the guys that won it were big name players. And like, they made it the All-Star teams,
Yeah.
So like, it meant something. Like, it doesn't mean anything that some guy off the bench that, he's in the G League and he comes in and he can do some crazy windmill stuff. Like, that's great, but you're not the guy that I'm watching, in another thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. You might be able to pull off a better dunk than someone who's a superstar, but I don't care. I want to see the superstar.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I even seen a superstar in a competition like that. Because it's fun to see them in there. Because when they say that name,
and I see those guys, no matter what they're doing, Listen, the Jokic is not a slam dunk guy. You know,
Yeah.
he's not a flair like that. He's not going to do windmills or whatever. I'd rather see him in the dunk contest than somebody who doesn't even play, comes in off the G League, and he could do like 5 flips in a row and still dunk it. I don't care. I want to see Joker because I want to see the Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see Embiid. I want to see Giannis in the dunk contest. I want to see Giannis jump from the 3-point line because he probably can. That goddamn.
Yeah, he's the freak.
Like he is ridiculously huge and athletic. Like he's crazy. It's great. Like it's disgusting how like what kind of a genetic freak that guy is. Like all of his nicknames, the Greek freak. Like like he's not a freak because he's crazy. He's a freak because
he's athletic,
almost 7 feet tall. He's got like a 36-inch wingspan, and like he takes one step from the 3-point line and he's jumping over everybody and just dunking it. Like normal human beings are not, designed to do stuff like that. Like he's got like alien DNA or something like that. Like I don't know. He's just, incredibly explosive and athletic. And those are the guys I want to see in the dunk contest. Like, is it easy for him to dunk? Yeah, but I don't care, man. I want to see Giannis in the dunk contest. I want to
I want to see something happen that breaks my mind. I don't like. That's 3. What happened?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I want to see Giannis in it. I want to see, I don't know, Derrick Rose. Not Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose knees couldn't take it.
John Morant, bang, bang, bang. Like he would have been incredible in a dunk contest.
Yeah.
I mean, he hurt his shoulder, so he can't be in it this year. But
you got another arm. You can do one-handed dunks.
Yeah, it's time for the NBA organization. If you guys have takes on that, let us know in the comments for sure, because we'd like to know. Because, we're sitting here thinking the same thing. It's like, hey, I'm tired of seeing Billy, who does the dunk, and then he wins, and then he never plays another game until the All-Star next year.
If I wanted to watch people I didn't know do a dunk contest, I just watched the college dunk contest. Because it's people I don't know. I don't follow college like that. I follow it enough. And I like watching the games because of March Madness, but I don't know who half of these kids are until they get into the NBA and make a name for themselves.
Yep.
So when you get into the NBA and you make a name for yourself, then you should be qualified for the dunk contest.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. That's how it should be. Sitting there and gonna see the 3-point contest, which should be fun. I like the skills contest because they'll do that one where they had to shoot.
Yeah, that's right. But they also have guys that are actually normal players in that.
Yeah,
3-point contest is like. And you know what? The 3-point contest could be expanded as well. Now you have Steph Curry going up against the girl Nescu from the WNBA who won. Yeah. She actually not only won the 3-point contest for the girls All-Star, but she had a perfect score. So she set the record. So which I think Curry had from a few years ago, whatever. Even though they're different. So he's going to go up straight against her in the All-Star game this year. That should be pretty fun. But because of the range that these guys have, I think they should expand it to have the 3-pointers. Like, all right, now it's for distance too. Like, you got to shoot from mid-court, because they should
have a half-court contest.
Exactly. Have almost like you have different spots on the court, from the corner, like half court, whatever, 3/4 courts. And you take 5 shots from there and see if you can get points from that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the range that these guys have nowadays, it's incredible. So you might as well put that on as a showcase, because they're doing it in games now. Not just Steph Curry, Trae Young or Damian Lillard. They'll walk across the logo and just heave it up and hit it every now and then. Even LeBron will do it every now and then. So it is pretty amazing that the range that these guys have. So let's showcase that. I hope they do something with that this year, because just the regular 3-point contest, it is cool, and it's but you just you do the different spots right at the line, and it's you have to do it within a certain amount of time. But I think you could really open up their skill set if you back it up and let them take shots from wherever.
Yeah. Oh, make horse in there. That'd be fun.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You guys are probably a little too young, but do you remember the old McDonald's commercial with Michael Jordan and Larry Bird? And they were playing for the Big Mac.
Yeah.
Look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious. He's just like Larry Bird is shooting whatever free throws, and Jordan comes in with the McDonald's bag. He's like, I'll shoot you for it. He's like, but no dunks. He's like,
Yeah.
fine. And he's like, oh, whatever. They start doing all these crazy things. Then they're like in the seats. He's like, over the thing, this is the thing, and nothing but net. And then he bounces it, and they swish, and they just keep going at it. And they're like outside the building and making all these shots. Like, it was a great commercial back in the day.
I think my favorite NBA commercial is the one where it's that little kid and he goes, "You're gonna be a superstar in this league soon," and he's like talking to Steph Curry as a kid, like he pretends to give him the ball, and he's like, "You're gonna in like 20 years, you're gonna be like the household name around here," and it's so cool because it feels real because editing is so fun if you know how to really do it, and it's just like that, and then Steph Curry, man, and he's an amazing player, man. Like just doing a little research on Steph Curry is just, dude, like I was watching, I listen to a lot of motivational speeches and stuff like that. That's like my favorite get to. I go to sleep to that. I go to the gym and I work out to that because I like to listen to like empowering movements, the things that the brain like connects with and connects to. And he's like, Steph Curry goes to the gym and shoots, say, 2,000 balls a day. Right? Maybe even more. We don't even know. But in the game, in a real like season, he might only shoot 2,000 the whole season. You know what I mean? So it's, in the motivational speaker is saying it's not what people see that gets you good. It's what people don't see that gets you good. You know what I mean?
It's the work ethic and the time
Steph Curry.
off the court.
And it's like because he's like, oh, he shoots like 500 balls in practice. And he might make 500. We don't know. He might shoot 2,000, make 7,000. I mean, that's not even math. But he might shoot 2,000, make 1,500, right? And but in the game, he might not even shoot but like 10,000 baskets the whole year. You know what I mean? Because what's his thing gonna be like 2 for 10, 2 for 12? So he's gonna be shooting in the gym like triple or quadruple his shot for the whole year because that's just how it is. But like that's how I look at it. It's like this dude is putting in the work. He's not going, and that's a lot of basketball players. There are a lot of things you don't see. You think that they're not in the gym putting this shit on. Like I wish that one day soon the NBA sells a pass because they're probably the funnest. Like, and I get it. You can't really do it too much because you don't want people to like steal schemes and stuff like that. But it'd be cool for every 1 day a week. 1 day a week, like the NBA sells a pass, so 1 day a week you get to go through there and get to see players and like the press kind of, and they kind of shoot the ball and they do their work ethic and you get to watch it, and it could be a game or whatever, but like it could be just like a game if they're gonna be out there, because that's the good thing about basketball. Like what you see on TV is what you see usually on their practice games. You know what I mean? Like they're doing the same exact thing. So you get to be on the side because like now people are watching like with the Apple Pros and the Quest 3s. You can literally sit there at your house and be in a front row seat at the game because that's where they put a camera at. And then you're like looking there and everybody's in that same spot, but you don't see anybody else because it's just that one camera. And then like it pretends you're there. And that's so dope. Like they need to do that for football soon because I would not lie to you. I will buy the Quest 3. Quest sponsor us. No, I'm joking. But I'll buy the Quest 3 and I'll do that. I would buy the Dolphin ticket, like to be on the side to watch the game from there. Like if the NFL ticket.
Absolutely.
That would be so dope. You're just sitting in your house on the couch.
The virtual reality thing on, and you're doing that.
All they gotta do is put a camera right there. Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and they can't hear you, obviously.
No. Right.
I'm gonna be yelling for sure at the refs. Fucking.
Oh yeah. How did you miss that? I can see it right fucking next to you.
Yeah, that's how
I can see it from my couch.
And then all of a sudden you figure out a way to connect to that.
Ref's just like, I blew that call because I got a parlay on this game.
Yeah, I believe it. And then he shows a picture
leans
to
over.
the camera.
The script is real.
Yeah, the script is real. It is fucking real, man. It is what it is. Well, I'm always gonna believe the script's real because it is real. Like that, it
was definitely real in the Super Bowl. You know, who was telling me? Someone at work. Of course, he was a Niners fan, talking about all the conspiracy, like whatever. Yeah, I told you that was gonna happen. But then he said, like NFL is no longer considered a sport; it's considered entertainment, and that's like it had something to do with like their gambling rights or whatever. And I'm like. entertainment is scripted, you know.
Yeah.
So
You
that's
don't
the
know.
thing.
Okay, so this is it. When you watch WWE, if you do, I watch it. I love it. Me and my
I
dad, we
do.
watch it together.
I
They
haven't
write
watched it in
that,
years, but I
yeah.
still
They
kind of
write
know what's
that.
going
They
on.
write that championship the day of, or whenever they write it. They write it in there, like, okay, Logan Paul is gonna win, or The Rock's gonna win, or
Right.
whoever is fighting that day. They already know the winner, but they put on a show
Yeah.
because
Right.
you think that I just hit you with a
Sometimes,
chair.
sometimes that the script changes, and it could change in the middle of a match, like if
Yeah.
someone gets
Yeah.
hurt or whatever. But generally, yeah, they know what's going to happen before it happens.
Who was I
It's a show.
watching? I was watching one of the shows that come on before wrestling sometimes. It's like the inner life of the wrestlers. And he said one time this
Yeah.
guy got hurt. Like he got hurt, so they had to change it up. So they kind of lifted him onto the guy to still win because that was the script.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what
Yeah.
it is. Like, but people still love it and enjoy it because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know it's a script, but you don't know the script. But they'll never
Right,
do that in football.
It's entertainment, and
Yeah.
you're enjoying watching these
Yes.
guys beat the hell out of each other, and you're enjoying these guys. A lot of their feuds is stuff you wish you could do. Like,
Yeah.
you get into
Yeah.
an argument with somebody, and you want to just go into the ring and fight them, win or
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you
God, I
can't.
wish I had a chair right now. Just
Yeah.
Exactly.
And but the thing is
that's
that
part of it. Like, it's an outlet for people to be like, you know what, you want to curse out your boss and give him a stone cold stunner in the middle of the ring, and give him the finger and pour beer on him. I
Yeah.
want to do that to my bosses sometimes,
Right.
Yes.
but
Shannon.
you can't do that in real life, but you can have that outlet of watching it happen. Just like
Yeah,
if you want
no.
to do some bad things, you get on the PlayStation and you play Grand Theft Auto, and you
Yeah.
do some things that you can't do in real life. People
yeah.
get that confused all the time, and that's why they go to jail, or these bad things happen. We didn't talk about it, but there was the mass shooting at the
Yeah, the
at
parade.
the Chiefs
Yeah.
parade.
That was the
where,
ending. I didn't want to
again,
bring
like,
that back up, but yeah.
people are just crazy, and they
Yeah.
do shit, and you
Yeah.
can't do that in real life. Obviously,
No.
it's not what we're supposed to be doing as human beings.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be good or whatever. But if you want that outlet, you go in and you have a video game and you just blow off some steam that way, or you watch wrestling and you're like, that's
Yeah.
it. And then when you're younger, you play wrestle with your brothers, and then someone gets their arm broken, and you realize you probably shouldn't be doing that anymore.
Well, when you
Mom's
wrestle
got to
with your
replace the
brothers,
coffee
it's
table
real.
and
Right.
When you wrestle with your brothers, you ain't playing. You're gonna punch them in the face like it's wrestling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You ain't
So,
you ain't
no
knowing that.
script.
Can't really do that.
No, but yeah,
And
like
nowadays things are more. Everybody's got their phones out if you're going to start a fight
Yeah,
or
for
do
sure.
something.
Yeah.
World Star,
So
But like the thing,
it's
if you
insane.
found out football was scripted, though, you would probably never watch it again. You wouldn't. I wouldn't watch it.
Let's say they came out like, yeah, it's fixed. Now everybody just wants to know who's going to win so they can bet on it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Yeah.
why you can't do it. That's why you can never
Right.
do,
All
like.
that's fixed.
I would never
You ever
watch
watch
football
the
again
Smoky
because then
Fighters?
I would know the champion, and that the whole thing as a fan is for your team to win the championship.
There are people in power, and they like to remain in power. So they put this on to collect money from everybody, and then they do what they can, and they make sure that they're betting on the winning team. You know what I mean? So that's just a way for them to make a little bit more money, and it keeps us at bay. And even like with all the worldwide gambling and everything, and the conspiracy theories, whether it's true or not, don't matter. Like, people are just going to talk about it, but they're still going to keep betting on it. Nothing's going to change.
Yeah. What's the name just
so-
came out on Pat McAfee? Adam Schefter. He came out and said, "Hey, a lot of betting. The script is real. Like, this is what he's partaking, and it's just because there's so much clarity on it. Like, if it's fixed or not, don't make it so obvious." Like, Taylor Swift came into the picture, and the Chiefs, who couldn't even beat teams, are now becoming better. You have the worst receiving core of your life. I get it, the defense is good and stuff like that. And I've seen it before because the Chicago Bears, and when they played the Colts, they
I
had
told
no
you
offense.
that whole drive, like, they go to overtime, and
Yeah.
like, as soon as they mix the extra point. Now, I'm not saying that was on purpose that he missed the extra point, because I think if he wouldn't have mixed the extra point, they would have made sure that the Chiefs still went down to get the game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
But they missed the point. All right, we're gonna use this to our advantage. We're gonna make sure that it's whatever. So then they tie it. They go to overtime, and within the first 3 plays, the Niners should have been 3 and out, and then they're like, "No, we need more drama in this game."
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna give you a defensive
holding. It was defensive holding.
Had
Yeah.
nothing to do with the play. Wasn't even in the vicinity of where the ball was thrown.
Yeah.
But we call it. So then they get the first down. So then the Niners start, going good, and then they do a little too good. They get a play. They're down by the 2. No. We can't let you get we can't let you get a touchdown because Mahomes needs to win it in the end. So we're going to call a 10-yard holding penalty, which we haven't called on you all game.
Yeah.
So now that's going to break your momentum, and now you're going to have to get a field goal. Okay, you get the field goal. Now Mahomes is going to come back and be the hero and be the new Tom Brady, and he's all the commercials, and he's going to have the game-winning drive in the Super Bowl, and it played out just like they did, because like I said, I'm not saying that they the defense let it happen. It didn't, but he was in a rhythm at that point. The defense for the Niners was kind of winded. They've been there all game, and then he just went right up the field. They just went right up the field to tie it anyway. They weren't going to stop them. And then, there was a quick play. They tried to get a timeout, and then next thing you know, it's in for a touchdown, and the game's over. So, like I said,
because that was bad. That was a bad setup.
The refs, I feel like they have such a control over breaking momentum with penalties. When you don't call things, you do call things. It was perfectly written that way. They're all right, this is how we're going to have this end. So, the players obviously, you can only do so much as a pro. That one game where the guy fumbled right at the goal line. You can't. That's not something you can, unless there's someone that we don't know of that has real superpowers like the Flash, and they or the guy Quicksilver, and he's just running so fast that the TVs can't see him, and he's just positioning it perfect so the thing gets right before that playing. And I don't. To my knowledge, those people don't really exist, so, you can't do things like that. But I feel like the refs keep the game close. So whatever the Vegas lines are, they want to keep it around those lines, and they want to keep it close. So that way, one or the other, you get that drama, in the games. There's so many games where, I just, I like basketball too, and football are the big ones. It's okay, this is what the over under is, and usually it's right there, the score. If a team's supposed to score maybe 106 points as the line, they might score 105. It's always real close. And
they know, man. They know. They're not
crazy
dumb,
how
man.
the officials can. And listen, I've been an official for baseball and for softball, and it's for those things. It's a lot harder because there's nothing you can't control how somebody hits a fastball or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But for football and basketball, you can make calls that affect the game, one way or another. And sometimes it's obvious, like that Knick game that everyone was flipping out about last week against the Rockets, where both teams are getting hammered, but one team shoots 35 free throws and the other shoots 12. There's a discrepancy there in the numbers.
Yeah.
And then things get called that shouldn't, and then things don't get called that shouldn't. So everyone focuses on them, but throughout the flow of any game in football and basketball, especially, the refs could make calls to break momentum, one way or the other, or they could hold the whistle to let the team continue that momentum, or make things happen, or let things go. So they can influence the score, very, very easily. So it is what it is, and that's and the fact that gambling is so prominent now, it's up for interpretation. You know what I mean?
Sure.
There's a ref who might be all right, I'm a professional ref. Someone in Vegas under the desk is listen, I'm gonna give you $5 million under the books. We'll hide it, through whatever. We'll make sure that but you're gonna make sure that this team wins.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm a ref, I mean, I'm getting paid good, but
that
you
team's
pay
gonna
me
win.
$5 million. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. You know, we're human.
I'm making
you know?
the bunker right now, and that's going to be all cash in the bunker. Like I'll spend that
Right?
thing slowly. I don't need it like that because I'm already making good money. So what I'm doing is getting a Swiss account, and I'm going to be good. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, dude,
Yeah. Hell, for $5 million, I'll make the Yankees win the Super Bowl.
see?
The Swiss accounts don't work like that anymore. But what you do is you form a shell foundation because there's so many shell like little businesses that you just put it in a false name, and you could just do it on the internet. Like I could do it right now, and then you just all of a sudden like you just put all the funds into this business's name, and then you can withdraw it without anybody even fucking knowing anybody's business. You know,
Yeah, for sure, dude.
you can hide all that stuff because of cybersecurity stuff. Like you're allowed to hide a lot of that stuff and protect yourself. So
Yeah.
you can easily have a shell company, and that's where all your money is, as long as you have access to it. You know what I'm saying?
You open up a car wash like Breaking Bad. Money laundry.
That was he should have went with the nail salon, man, because
nail salons work.
like you can hide money in a nail salon. You can't really. The car wash is only so much. That's why he had barrels of shit in the back. You know.
Yeah. The only thing is that I don't know how to do
all over the
nails, so I
place.
had to hire a good team.
That's it. You know.
Yeah.
Come in and pay cash.
And
nowadays, don't matter. You can buy whatever. If you want to pay cash, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still getting my commission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
But yeah, no, a lot of good stuff coming up this weekend. We got the All-Star competitions, and we got NASCAR if it goes on Sunday. So we got
outdoor stadium series for NHL and the Daytona 500 and All-Star game. So that's what we're going to be watching. Hopefully NASCAR. If not, maybe I'll watch it Monday. So Morgan, if it goes Monday, would it be afternoon?
Yeah, I don't see them. In the past, if they've had to push the 500 to Monday, it's either been afternoon or prime time.
Okay, I'll get to watch it if it's prime time.
Worst case scenario, the NASCAR YouTube channel usually uploads them like half a week after the race happens, and the highlights are up within an hour or so of the race ending. So, worst case scenario, you can catch it that way.
Yeah, I try to watch it if it's Monday. I don't have anything going on.
Yeah,
so.
I'll watch it if it's Monday night.
Yeah, if it's Monday night, Monday day, I'll be probably at the fair. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I work during the day anyway. But I'll head there at night. You know, I get home at night. I'll watch it. But
yeah, and I'm sure they'll announce as soon as they know that it's going to be delayed. They'll tweet it, send it out everywhere. So I'll be able to send you guys messages if you want.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you go, Morgan. Before we go.
Yeah.
I want one
question.
Who's your pick?
Yeah, that's I know you said it. Yep. Guys, but who's
your pick? Yep. Who are you going with? It's going to be recorded.
So I've got two answers to this.
Okay.
I would like to see Denny Hamlin win just because he's like the heel of NASCAR right now, and I think it would be hilarious to watch him like get out of the car and just hear everyone like booing him.
Oh, nice.
But I want to see Corey LaJoie win. He's been running with the same race team for like 5 years, and they've been getting better year after year. And he's kind of like the self-made man sort of. I built this team. I'd love to see him win it, and he's gotten close. I think last year, the year before, he came in like 5th or 6th.
Okay.
And with the speeds they're running at, that's only like a less than half a second difference.
Oh, nice.
So I'd love to see him clinch it. But it's probably going to be one of those people that have the best odds to get the race.
Right. Yeah, Vegas always wins one way or another,
Yeah, right.
That's kind of hard, though. That's racing. I feel like it's hard because of the crashes.
Even Tiger Woods in his prime, he was winning every time, but you still bet on him. It's still a positive win because it's there's a whole field of people that he had to overcome. But with racers, anybody could win any race, and you could be a favorite because you've won the points. Now, isn't it true, Morgan, that you could actually win the points thing and win the championship and never win a race?
It used to be that way. With the newer system where it's like you have to win to make it into the playoffs. It's
Okay.
way more unlikely.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, I don't think it's ever happened, but I'm just saying statistically, like if you finish second or third in every
yeah,
single race, technically,
technically, there's a chance it could happen. Yeah.
So you
yeah,
have to win a
that's
race now in the new format to even qualify for a playoff now.
So it's basically winning you're in. The first round of playoffs is 16 drivers.
Yeah.
If there's more than 16 winners, then if you don't win, you're not getting in. But usually there's 10 to 14, so the last few spots are just based on however many points you have in the season. So there is a chance that you can make the playoffs without a win, and then just however far you go
yeah,
through just depends on the other drivers, because like you could blow a tire, your race is done. Blow a tire, you're
yeah,
into the wall, your car's killed. That's it for that race for you.
Yeah, that's the worst
So there's
feeling.
always that slim chance.
You're hoping that you get
yeah.
enough laps in before it becomes chaos, where the engine blows and tires pop and hits the wall. Like you say, if your car's dead, they just throw you out there and it
Yeah,
says,
that's it.
that's it for the day. And you're like, no, it's not. Give me another car right now. I'll take a
Right.
bicycle
Right.
just to finish the race. You know what I mean? Because nothing sucks more than now becoming last place because you can't go back on the track. Like
Yeah.
my friend, one of my good friends, his dad used to race those mini cars that did like
Oh, the
130.
midgets?
Yeah, and we used to go at about 5 o'clock in the morning, travel to a race. And if I had the money, I would do that. That was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was so fun. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming in, Morgan, talking some NASCAR with
Oh, yeah,
us,
no,
man.
it was,
Yeah, it
Come
was
on,
fun.
Morgan. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a blast. I had a great
Yeah.
time.
We'll probably
Thanks for
start
having me
bringing you
on.
back on Sundays. So we'll start bringing you on Sundays before the races. I think that should be a good
Yeah,
thing
definitely.
because there's nothing
Hey, that
going
works for
on right
me.
now. So this race, unfortunately, is going to be probably postponed to Monday, but we don't know right now. But
Yep.
next Sunday, hopefully, it's not in Florida, and we can bring you back on that morning, and we'll
Uh,
talk about the race. Isn't the Sunday after this Sunday is another race or no? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's every Sunday now,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Pretty
we're
much.
every week until the break for the Olympics, which is July at some
Okay,
point, I
perfect.
think.
All right.
Next Sunday they're up in Atlanta, so
All right. Yeah. Don't
Okay.
say too much. Don't say too much. We'll bring you on Sunday to discuss that.
yeah, I'm tight-lipped.
Yeah, and then we'll discuss with the winners. We'll discuss with the track conditions, and we'll discuss a lot of that stuff. So we'll have more stuff for you that Sunday also.
Hey.
So
Whatever you guys got for me, I'm
yeah.
down.
All right, sounds great. Sounds great. Well, thank you, Butcher and the Beard lovers. We love you guys. Thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe. We got a couple more subscribers. I think me and John will talk. We'll probably be on Kick sooner or later, and we'll be live whenever he has a day. Whenever you want to go live, John, you let me know, and we'll be live. So look out for us.
Whenever I wake up.
Whenever he wakes up, yeah, we'll go live on Kick and stuff like that. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you, Morgan, again for coming in and hanging out with us, man. It was a blast, and we'll have you on from all these Sundays for NASCAR. So get your
All right,
NASCAR
sounds
on,
great.
and tell them some NASCAR like phrases before you get out.
Oh, checkers or wreckers, man. You either go for it or you go home. No one wants to come in second.
There you go, and we're out. We love you all.